Now, this isn't really a place I ever intended to go. If it hadn't been for work, I probably wouldn't have gone. And of course, you always have to start the parks. When I was a kid, we always talked about going to Disney, but it just never happened. As an adult, I didn't really have a desire except Epic Universe. I was debating on going to Harry Potter World or Epic. And Epic has a park that kind of stood out to me in a bit. There was a point in my life whenever I was going through probably what was the hardest thing I'd ever gone through, and How to Train Your Dragon was the first movie I saw, How to Train Your Dragon 3, that kind of returned me to my normal. So walking into this park, it was breathtaking. I could have spent my entire time just sitting there. Actually, towards the end of the day, I circled back around and spent a good 50 minutes just sitting on a bench at How to Train Your Dragon. Everything was incredible. Like, you round a stone. After you round this stone, you see everything. You see the rides, you see the dragons, you see... It literally feels like you're in the movie. And in my opinion, the rest of Epic kind of pales in comparison. I liked Nintendo World. Obviously, I grew up on Nintendo, but it just wasn't the same. The feeling you get when you step onto the island of Berk and you kind of see all the dragons, it's mesmerizing. Yeah, Nintendo World is great. I liked seeing all the Nintendo World stuff, but it wasn't as vast as the How to Train Your Dragon stuff. It seemed a little claustrophobic in my opinion. And then the Donkey Kong World had a bunch of space, but again, pretty claustrophobic. The rest of the parks were just meh. The Ministry of Magic Harry Potter World isn't as great as the other Harry Potter worlds. It was just kind of there. There was interactive stuff, but for walkability, it wasn't very exciting. Dark Universe was my least favorite. This was another lackluster place where there wasn't a lot going on. It seems like this park got the least amount of love of all the parks. Yeah, there was a few shops, but that was about it. Overall, I had a great time at Epic. It was worth the money I spent. It cost about $150. I could have seen two other parks for $180, but that was worth it to see How to Train Your Dragon. I didn't really have a plan for my next few days. I kind of just wanted to see some things in Orlando I might not usually see. So of course I had to go line dancing. I went to this line dancing place and it wasn't as great as it is here in Nashville, but that's kind of to be expected. It was more so just a college bar with a college scene to it, not much dancing. Friday night, I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I got tickets for an EDM country dance festival thing. Right outside, they had murals and artists painting these murals just in the street. The murals were about like 8 feet by 10 feet. There was also a punk rock band that was just kind of playing right before the concert started. Inside, I wasn't really sure what to expect. There was quite a few people, but again, EDM isn't my scene. I've always had a little negative stigma towards EDM, and it was actually a good time. Everyone was really accepting, really nice. I danced next to this guy all night. He was like dabbing me up every song, hitting my chest. It was honestly just fun. It wasn't dancing like I like to do. It was just jumping up and down. But the energy, the vibes, everyone was just, it was different. It was different than what I expected, but way better. The next day, I decided I was just going to sleep in. On these vacations, I wear myself thin. I go, 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 and then I have zero energy at the end of the day. So it doesn't seem like I'm actually on vacation. I get home and I need a vacation from my vacation. The next day, I wasn't sure what to do, so I just went to Disney Springs. Disney Springs is just a giant shopping center. It's like an outlet mall. There isn't a lot to do there if you're a guy, because when I go shopping, I just buy stuff and go home. So I wandered and got sunburnt for about 3 hours. Afterwards, I went to Cirque du Soleil. I saw Disney Drawn to Life, which is just an amazing show that they depict animations coming to life. That night was just another dance night, essentially. I went to this place called The Barn. It's a giant dance area outside of Orlando, about 30 minutes. My favorite part about solo tripping and traveling is that you just get to meet all sorts of people. Between the parks, between the dancing, between the EDM, everyone I met was so kind, and that's what makes the trip. It's not just sitting in your hotel. It's not the places you go. It's the people you meet. I feel like I sound like Dr. Seuss right now, but this trip was definitely like a 9 out of 10.